Hi, this is Terry Beckman with Skillful Means Training and Consulting. And I want to welcome in particular this week all my new eZine subscribers. I met so many wonderful folks in the last 2 weeks at the North Carolina Affordable Housing Conference and the North Carolina Center for Nonprofits Conference. And then we've got all our new participants in our Training the Mind for Leadership program. So very excited to be beginning relationships with many of you. And most of you downloaded my ebook, 10 Essential Steps to Improving Communication at Work. If you haven't downloaded the ebook and you would like it, you can just go to the left if you're on the blog and download that now. If you're watching this from YouTube, you can go to the link below and that'll take you to a little box where you can enter your name and be able to get the ebook as well. So I wanted to take this opportunity just to talk a little bit about how to get the most out of this book, how to use it most effectively, and just be able to get the very best results with it. I want to emphasize for a moment just how much this book can help. So what I have seen with this is whether you're communicating with your business partners, your investors, your staff, your boss, your clients, your potential clients, whatever your relationships are in your business life, you're in communication with these folks, and it's often very critical communication. I've seen that these methods can dramatically improve results. So, for example, it can make the difference between a sort of a difficult disagreement peacefully resolving itself or ending up in some kind of a protracted lawsuit. I've seen it make the difference between having a team that is on the same page and really ready to move forward with smoother operations and higher levels of productivity, and staying in a very stuck, confused pattern. So it also can help you and your team make decisions. And this is also, it's so critical in business for us to be able to make timely, clear decisions. And when we don't, this pattern starts to accumulate within our organization. And it's not a good thing. It makes us stuck on many different levels. And you may feel like, oh, maybe 1 or 2 decisions I can afford to, not make a decision. We can just sort of stay here and go around with it for a little while. But you want to really be careful with that, because you are ingraining a pattern within yourself and within your team not to make a decision and to stay stuck. So being in business and being successful means we can make clear decisions. And the root of not being able to make decisions, I find, is often in poor communication. That is the seed of where not being able to make a clear decision starts. So we come back to the ebook again. I want to encourage you to use it for this purpose. So I want this to be very practical. So I'd like you to think about a communication that you're going to have this week. Whether you're going into a staff meeting, a meeting with your partners, you're going to have a meeting with your boss, you'll be on the phone with some clients, whatever it is, you pick. Pick a communication that you know is going to happen this week, that it would be really nice if the outcome was positive. Okay? If you can't think of one, you can pause the video for a second and get clear about that. So we'll do this practice. I want you to apply it to that. Okay? So the other thing I want to encourage you to do is to read the book. It makes a big difference to read it. Many people have told me just reading it, the act of reading it, somehow really helps. And I want to point out as well that I have put the 10 steps on page 16 in kind of a list, very easy to use list. And the intention with this is for you to cut it out and put it on your wall next to your desk, put it in your pocketbook, put it in your car, tape it to the console of your car if you're in the car on the phone a lot. Any place where you're regularly communicating, I think it can be very helpful to have it in front of you, at least until it starts to become part of you. And eventually, it will just be the way you communicate. You won't need the little 10-step chart anymore. But at the beginning, we need some support to be able to build the muscle of effective communication. Okay, so next talking, let's actually do it. Let's do the practice. And what it really, in the end, is it's a preparation for communication. So you don't have to memorize these 10 steps. Just go through them with the little list to start with as a preparation for your communication. And then go into your communication and see what kind of results you get. So let's do the preparation. If you're sitting at your desk, I'd like you to feel your feet on the floor and maybe sit on the edge of your chair. And if you're standing, which you certainly can stand, and also feel your feet on the floor, maybe have your feet about shoulder distance apart. And take a moment to close your eyes, because that just helps us turn a little bit more inward. And begin to notice what kind of thoughts you're having today. So, are your thoughts very fast? Are your thoughts kind of sluggish? You feel maybe kind of a tiredness in the mind? Are you feeling a sense of impatience, a sense of anger, a sense of happiness, anticipation? Whatever it is, just notice that. Just notice the state of your mind today. Second is to become aware of your breath. How far down into the body does your breath go today? And we're going to begin to tune the breath. Step 3. So breathing through nose and mouth if you can. Tip of the tongue can be on the upper palate. Inhale as deeply as you exhale. So they start to become a little even, more even, and both just a little deeper. Take a moment to be aware of your whole body. How does your body feel today? Again, no judgment is necessary. Just feel down through your toes, through your fingertips, your torso, the whole body. Now we become aware of a little bit more the outer environment. And in particular, the person or people that you're getting ready to communicate with. So whoever that is you chose, just be aware of them. Whether they're in close physical proximity, maybe they're halfway around the world. Just begin to be aware of them in this moment. Begin to be aware of your speech. So whatever it is you're going to be communicating, whether it's speech or it could be in writing, first be aware of your vision for yourself, your team, your organization. So having that really in the back of your head is very helpful when we're communicating. And it gives us it's a compass, right? It helps us know where are we going with this communication, right? We're trying to create something that's bigger than yourself and even than the person you're communicating with, right? It's something bigger than both of you. So have that in mind. And then it's also very helpful to have in mind 3 questions. And that is the what, so exactly what you're communicating, the how is it we want to do this together, and the when. By when is it going to be done? By when are the next steps going to be completed? So the what, the how, and the when. And then you want to be aware of actively listening. So when you get communication back from the other person, you want to be really not thinking about how you're going to be responding or other thoughts, but just fully present to them, actively listening. And the next step, number 8, is we want to find a common ground in our communication. Once this healthier flow, of your speech and them coming back and you actively listening, this develops a flow, then we want to find common ground within that. Where can we find agreement about how we're going to move forward together? Who will be able to do what by when? So those questions again. And what is the, really what is the common agreement? Where is our vision shared that we can really be able to move forward together? Once that's established, we want to actively take responsibility. So it's like putting your arms around the agreement, You want to really know what are your next steps to make this thing get some legs on it, right? Your agreement. So whether that's emailing the person back with a kind of a summary of what you've agreed on, or there are specific next steps that you take, be very aware of that and be active. So you want to actively take that next step. And then the last step is to appreciate. So to appreciate yourself and this healthy communication you've had, to appreciate the other person, you can actively thank them for being part of this, for helping to create and implement the shared part of your vision. Whatever is appropriate, you want to appreciate the opportunity that you've had and the progress that you've made. So those are the 10 steps. And kind of going through this, you probably can immediately feel, right? You're better prepared, more balanced, less reactive, maybe a little less emotional about it, more clear about what this communication potentially can be. So I want you to go out and actually now do it, right? Have the good communication, and I'd really like to hear how it works for you. Please do give me a comment below. I'd really like to hear. This will help me know how to support you further in the future with effective communication. So wishing you positive, productive, effective communication that really gets you great results this week. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.